Everybody. So I've recently started a new age domain project, and I thought it would make for an interesting and hopefully a successful case study. I've not actually done any kind of aged or expired domain projects before, so it's usually always been, based on a fresh domain or buying a existing site. So it is a first. A lot of people have been talking about age domains. Does seem to be a lot of benefits to using a good aged or expired domain. So I thought I would give it a go. I did opt to use a service just for a couple of reasons. The main one is from a time point of view, and the other one is I had some funds available from a recent site sale. So I decided to use Niche Website Builders. They have like a end-to-end service, so they pretty much do everything. So they do the domain due diligence, competitor analysis, keyword research, site build, and also the content side of things as well. So I went ahead with that. I actually put an order in for 100K's worth of content, and I added another 50K as well, just to give the site a good kind of head start. Um, so the 150K's worth of content translated to around 78 articles. In terms of the strategy, so niche website builders are basically using a strategy that they're calling tomb raiding. Um, how that works briefly is that they take four domain stats from the age domain. So they look at the UR, the DR, the DA, and the PA of the domain. So they take all of those four numbers, add them up to give a total, and then they do the same for like 15 or so competitor domains within the same niche. And what that does is it basically gives the age domain a kind of ranking amongst its competitors, and then from there they look at the weaker domains, i.e., the ones that have a lower overall number, and they kind of dig into those sites and look at what articles are bringing the most traffic for them, what keywords are bringing in the most traffic for them, and they focus on kind of replicating what's working well for those weaker domains and doing a better job. Whether that's adding additional word count to an article or just making it a bit more in depth than what the weaker competitors are doing. So that's a kind of general overview, I think, of their tomb raiding strategy. Um, so from there, my plan is to continue adding content, but via my own writers, and to scale the site to around 200 articles, and then reevaluate from there. So it's obviously going to be based, how well the site is performing. Of course, if it's still showing really good signs, then I'll continue pushing beyond the 200 article count. In terms of the content itself, so I'm primarily focusing on informational content. There will be some affiliate content, but I want to keep it quite heavily to the informational side. So it's going to be like an 80 or 20 split. There's a couple of reasons for that. So, one, I don't think it's a good idea now to really have a site that's heavy on affiliate content only. Um, and two, I had a site that was, pretty reliant on Amazon affiliate before they changed their commission structure, and that that's one of the biggest kind of problems with Amazon. As good as it is, you can kind of wake up one day and your earnings can be cut in half, and that's exactly what happened to me when they previously did the big kind of rate or commission changes. So I just really prefer to focus more on the display ad side. I think that the content itself is it's easier to put together. Generally, you can get away with a lot lower word count. You know, so some of these affiliate or buying guides can be like 4 or 5 thousand words versus informational, where you know you could be looking at like in some cases 800, 1,000, or 1,200 words articles that can rank really well. So yeah, main focus is going to be on the display ad front. Um, I'm probably going to look at Ezoic initially. I haven't actually used them before, but I know that they get quite a lot of mentions. A lot of people seem to talk about them, especially on YouTube. So I'm going to give them a go. Um, Previously, I've always either used Mediavine, AdSense, or you know some other kind of display ads network. So once the site gets to a decent traffic level, I'll probably look into adding a Zoic, but I'm not going to do that until it starts to get some decent traction. I'll also, of course, use Amazon for probably most of the affiliate related content. Again, there's not going to be a lot of it, but still does work quite well. I just don't want to be heavily reliant on Amazon. And further down the line, obviously want to look at some other affiliate options, but that's something to look at later. In terms of the process with niche website builders, so just to give a quick summary of how it works. So the first step is obviously to have a look at the domains, the age domains that they got available. Um, Once you've got something that you're happy with, you can do a call with them as well before you make a purchase. But once you've done the purchase, there's like a kind of onboarding process where you know you just kind of align on what you're looking to achieve, what sort of content you want to focus on, you know, affiliate or informational. Um, from there, they go out and put together a keyword plan for you, which is based on that tomb raiding technique that I just spoke about. And then they'll share a keyword file with you, which is you know via Google shared drive. So the one that I got, I think it was just under 200 keywords from it. So it's basically a filtered list. So it's got all of your weaker authority competitors, um, highest sort of traffic keywords or articles. So they filter out all of the duplicates, and it starts from the highest traffic downwards, pretty much. And they also suggest some you know article titles and stuff, but I think they're pretty you know heavily or pretty similar, should I say, to the existing ones. But I guess it's just a kind of title idea, and you can obviously change that if you want to. From there, it's just a case of selecting the keywords that you want their content writers to proceed with, based on whatever content or word count you've got available or what you purchased. In my case, I just started from the first one, the highest traffic, and just worked down really as per the word count that I had. Um, they also take care of you know the site build, setup, so domains, hosting. I think they also provide 12 months hosting as well. I didn't opt for that because I've already got a hosting account that I'm using for a couple of other sites. But in terms of like you know the WordPress theme, plugins, they'll take care of all of that. One thing to mention though, on the plugin side of things, like premium plugins, you know, like Link Whisperer, AAWP, you do need to buy a license separately for them. And then, yeah, literally from there, the content team will go ahead and write the articles, put them onto WordPress for you, format them, add images, embedded YouTube videos, and save them in drafts for you so that you can review and approve before they're published. So again, if you need changes there, then you obviously just go back to the writing team and that they make the adjustments until you're happy. So yeah, that's a general kind of brief on how it works. I'm not really going to do a kind of full review of niche website builders. I'll probably save that for a later date and a kind of dedicated video. In terms of the domain, so this is the domain stats for the age domain that I went with. So it's got a DR of 13, a DA of 32, a PA of 33. The domain is 16 years old. It's got 288 referring domains and a trust flow of 22. So there's some other data here for like Search Console, Google Analytics, and Ahrefs. There's obviously not too much to really see here because a lot of the content has only really been published over the last sort of couple of months. But the main positive sign here, I think, is from the coverage point of view. So the articles being indexed, so there's not a problem there. I know that's been an issue for a while, particularly on fresh domains. There's been a lot of people complaining, probably for like over the last year, maybe even longer than that, where they've been publishing loads of articles and for whatever reason they've just not been indexed. So I was quite happy to see that we've not had any problems with that so far. Google Analytics wise, again, there's nothing really too exciting here, but it's still early days. I just want to see this continuing on a nice uptrend. So hopefully that will continue. It's still at pretty low levels at the moment, but I'm not really too concerned about that. From Ahrefs, I've just kind of screenshotted a couple of parts here. So this is just the main summary from the dashboard. So just want to make sure that the organic keywords keep increasing, and of course organic traffic. But to be honest, I don't think this part here isn't really that accurate. So it's mainly the organic keywords. I just want to see that growing quite rapidly. This part here is just a kind of snippet from organic keywords that are in the top 1 to 20 positions. So at the moment it's saying there's 133 keywords. Again, I think that's fairly positive. I just want to see, again, that number keep increasing quite rapidly. So yeah, just going to monitor that really as the months go by. This is the overall P&L file. So starting from October, this was when I actually put the initial order in. So this was for the first order, which was for the domain, the site build and 100k of content. The second one here was for the additional 50k of content. The first batch of content didn't actually go on until December. I think they had quite a large backlog, so it did take a few months for the content to go on, and then the second batch was published in February, and there was a few others that had kind of rolled into March. I have started publishing additional articles now via my own writer, so we've got I think 8 out of these 13 are from my own writer. So the plan going forward is going to be to try and get around 20 articles added a month. So it should get us close to that kind of 200 target by around August time, give or take. I mean, I'm hoping there's going to be some months where we can kind of push beyond that 20 article mark. All of these other fields here, they're all pretty blank. I mean, there's obviously no ad revenue, not added anything on it yet. I don't really see the point. Amazon, so there are some affiliate articles, only a handful, and did actually make its first Amazon sale for a whopping $2.10. So yeah, content's obviously been the main investment so far. So we're looking at, total spent of nearly 15K and total earnings of $2.10. So yeah, plan going forwards is to try. I'm going to try and do a monthly update. It kind of, at least for this early point, it really depends on what's happening. Like if there isn't, loads to report, I might do it every other month initially. But longer term, the plan is to kind of do a monthly update. Look at the traffic, look at the earnings, and hopefully we just see a really nice kind of growth pattern where the articles start ranking really well, and the revenue numbers, start to show some decent figures here. So yeah, please subscribe, and fingers crossed this one goes well. Thank you.